Welcome everyone to the Unapologetically BLACK series right here on Black Women Connecting Communities. And on today's episode, we'll be talking to Black leaders in the community. So you guys got to stay tuned as we talk about the importance of giving back and why it needs to be done. We'll be right back. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, everyone. Again, let me bring my BWCC ladies and sisters up so we can see everybody. Hey, y'all. I'm talking about see everybody. You can't even see me.
There you are. Hey.
There
I
she
am here.
is.
How you ladies doing?
Very good.
We missed you.
I
We
apologize.
missed you, Boogie.
That thing called the crazy internet. It's doing something tricky right now. I'm not sure what's really going on right
Yes,
now.
it is. It's not just on your side. Hey, Renee.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm excited for you ladies to be here. And Chris is here too, but she'll be with us a little bit later. So we have the crew. By the end of the last day of the series, we have included most of the crew. So that's really, really good. So
Right.
we want to start it off basically with talking about the importance of community service since our this episode is about community. Start it off like that.
Yay. Yeah, for sure. We definitely love to build relationships in the community with the community and everything else that's going on. And we like to share information. And we have some amazing guests who are going to be joining us tonight to share what they have going on in their community.
Yes, I'm really excited for today's show too. Tonight's show, actually. We had a really good chat backstage. So I know that these ladies are going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of synergy, and just talk about what's being done for our young people, for our older folks, just from one end of the spectrum to the other, of our family members and people that we meet every day that need help, that we might not know need help. And now we're going to find out how we can begin to see these people and how we can begin to reach out and help them.
Yeah, so I'm super excited
Absolutely.
about that.
I am. And I want to before we get more into community service talk, I just want to mention some of our special guests tonight. We have Miss Karen Jordan. She's going to join us in the next segment. And she's actually taking the place of Francesca. Shout out to Francesca. Happy birthday, Francesca's mommy. We got to give that birthday shout out. She's spending
Yes.
time with her mom for her birthday, and it's all about family. So Miss Jordan will be taking her place today. We'll be talking to her soon. And she's going to be giving us more information about Israel's Promised Land Foundation. So we're talking to her about that. And then we have Montre Dupree. She'll be coming up. And Montre has been on, she was on our survivorship show, actually.
Right.
Yes. So you guys have already heard and seen Montre, but she's back to talk to us about community because she herself does a lot of community outreach. So she'll be talking to us about some of the many things that she has been involved in the community and some of the new things that she has going on. And also we'll be talking to Miss Sharon Parker of Rosa Inc. And I'm so excited. Miss Sharon hasn't been on the podcast yet, but she's on tonight and she has a lot of great information for you guys. And I'm not going to give out too much about that because I want her to get into it. And she also has a youth portion to it that I want her to mention. So I'm just going to say that. Also got a shout out. We were supposed to have Miss Trista Billingsley on, and she had a family emergency. So definitely want to send her our thoughts. You're in our thoughts and prayers tonight, and we'll have her on the show at a later time. So more about community service, ladies. I want to ask you both, when is the last time that you did some community service? Because I know it was recent. Those were the last month or
Definitely, for
so.
sure. Girl Scouts, Girl Scouts, Girl Scouts. It's Girl Scout cookie time. So definitely out in the community doing that.
Yeah, and actually, my job is community outreach, so I do a lot of community service that way. I think the biggest thing I did last was Toys for Tots around Christmas. That's one of my
Yes,
favorite things to do each year.
absolutely love that. Love to
Mhm.
see the babies smile on their faces when they get those toys over Christmas. That was the best.
And the parents when they get those big bags of toys to give to their kids.
Yeah, they're like, all
They,
this for us?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they do a really great job in supplying them with some amazing gifts.
hmm
Let's see. What is the last thing I've done while I'm asking you guys this question? Mm.
Well, we did the community thing at the church, right?
The community cleanup.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
you're right. We did a community cleanup. We did a basket of cheer.
hmm
Um, we did do some stuff. You know how my
We did.
brain
We
works,
had a wig
guys.
drive. You guys
Yes,
do something different every week, every month. You
we
have
do.
a drive.
We
You
do.
do.
I'm sorry. See, it's so much going on that it just floods my brain and it goes blank. Sorry. I'm glad you guys are here to help me out.
Hmm. That's what we do. We
Yep.
we are in the community, checking out those unsung heroes.
Of course, we got to. We have to lift up the members and the people getting things done in the community. Lift them up, highlight them, feature them, um, put them on Front Street any way that we can, because it's all about giving back to the community. And when you do things for others, I definitely believe you get blessings onto yourselves. Okay, when you do things for others selflessly, you shouldn't be looking for anything back from that, and
Yeah,
that's how you give back to the community. You just do it out of the kindness of your heart, or you're moved to do it. Any feelings like that, yes, it's such a blessing. So we're
absolutely
gonna
gratitude.
we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We're gonna play some music. And for those of you guys who don't know and you're just joining us for the first time this evening, if you want to listen to the music, you have to tune into our page on Wow Radio. Right there on the screen, down below, go to www.wowuradio.net/BLK Women CC. I'll spell that for those who are just listening. You gotta go to WOW, the letter U, radio.net/BLK Women CC. If you want to listen to the music, if you're watching this visually, we're going to go to break. You'll see some great graphics doing with some advertisements, but the only thing you'll be hearing is elevator music. So if you want to listen to the tunes, you got to go to Wow Radio. So the song that we actually have coming up is Harvest for the World. And that
Hmm.
is by Boop. I should have this up. The Isley Brothers. I should already knew this.
Yeah,
Harvest for the World.
I'm going to Wow Radio right now.
You should, so you can listen to it if you don't want to hear the elevator music. So keep it locked right here to Wow Radio, Black Women Connected Communities. This is our Unapologetically Black series, talking about community today. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Black Women Connecting Communities on our last segment of Unapologetically Black series. We are having some amazing guests. We had amazing guests this week, right, Renee? They were been amazing, and so this is our last segment, and we're going to be talking about the community, what these ladies are doing in the community. And our first guest will be Miss Karen Parker. No, I'm sorry. Let me get it together. Miss Karen Jordan, which is with Israel's Promised Land Foundation. Little tongue tied because the 70 degrees weather got me a little confused a little bit. So I'm a little confused. But I want to give you your proper introduction. Please welcome Miss Karen Jordan from Israel Promised Land Foundation. Hi, Miss Jordan. How you doing?
Good evening, ladies. Thank you so
Good
much for having me.
evening.
I'm very excited to be here on this warm 70-degree weather day.
Right. Right. So the Georgia Peach is here joining us, bringing us that warm weather. Can you stay with us for the rest of the week so we can keep it?
I wish. I wish. I love it. I love it. I can't wait till summer.
Yeah, I understand. So give us a little bit more information about your foundation.
Okay, Israel's Promised Land Foundation focuses on helping underserved, at-risk youth and foster care youth. So many of them just don't get all the things that they need. So what we want to do is come in and give them the resources that they need to help them become contributing members of society. We focus on job training, life skills training, and basic resources. Whatever their needs are, we want to make sure that we come in and give it to them because they are the core of who we are as a community. As we continue to go through all the things we go through, we are raising our children and they are up next. And so we need to make sure that we're prepared. And we focus in on those who are at most risk and need the most help from us. So it's a huge thing that we want to do in the community, from doing classes to doing field trips to just teaching them basic skills that they might not otherwise get an opportunity to experience.
Right. I understand. So, due to COVID, how has that challenged your organization with helping, and how has the reaction been with the youth wanting to get this type of training that you all provide?
Well, that's a huge challenge. That is, because with children, hands-on showing up, that's huge for them. They need to be able to trust you. They need to be able to depend on you. And when you have that absence of presence, then it makes it very difficult. So, like any other organization, we just have to adapt. We've got to step back and we still show up. I mean, we have an opportunity to reach out to different organizations and find out where the need is, and then come in and provide the resources. So the hands-on training, skills training, job training, that stuff has had to take a back seat, but we are definitely moving towards getting back into that. The latest information and numbers on COVID has definitely subsided, and we're focused on doing some scholarships and what we call IPL packs. So Israel's Promised Land, but it also stands for Is Packaged in Love. And we provide all sorts of things from educational information, books and pamphlets and worksheets, socks, undergarments for boys, for girls. We provide them with PPE, protective
Right.
gear, mask, and all the things that they would need, clothing. And we're proud to be able to provide them with clothing that are from Black brands, and not just anything and everything, but trying to make sure we focus in and guide them into something that's going to be familiar and comfortable for them. And then ultimately, we really want to move towards doing a school. That's not something that we can do right now, but we are definitely praying for all the resources we can get so that we can move in that direction and just educate them. K through 12 is definitely a good place to be, but we want to make sure that we're preparing them to go out into the real world when they become adults. And that means working, that so they need job training. That means giving them some life skills training, how to interact with people when, you know, maybe you don't have the best relationship with them or personality. That means knowing how to do your own laundry. That means knowing how to go shopping, knowing how to order food at a restaurant. So many things that come into play that, you know, they might not otherwise get. I think, you know, some of us obviously might take that for granted when you're in a setting with your parents, your birth parents, and in that family setting, that you don't get if you're moving homes, you know, every year, twice or three times a year for various reasons. It's it can be very
You'll be surprised and you'll be surprised at just basic life skills or some of the things that they really do need help with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I had a question. Where do you find the kids that you work with?
It's all sorts of places, honestly. We make a lot of connections with other charitable groups to find out what, you know, needs that they have. Counselors at the schools, advocates at the hospital systems. We are connected with resource officers in the juvenile system. When I tell you, you'd be surprised when people know that you are available and can provide help, then they start coming out. I mean, you would really just even going in the grocery store and talking to someone, you find out that people, oh, I worked in this, and oh, you know, I work in the court system, and we're always looking for people to help the youth that comes through there. And so that's the primary, you know, is making those connections with those organizations. DFACS, welfare, there's so many that, you know, the WIC program in various counties have different types of organizations that help family women transition from one situation, hopefully to a better situation, permanent housing. And that's a great resource as well to reach out to the children. So it's not just foster care, but it's at risk and also underserved. So we don't turn anybody away. If there is a need, then we want to step in, and also connecting with the schools. That's a major one.
Right. So if someone wants to help or assist with your foundation, how can they get in touch with you and how can they go about doing that?
That's a great question. We are open to most things. If you are looking to find out more information about Israel's Promised Land Foundation, you can hit us up on our website, which is riseipl.org. There's also social media, Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, and Twitter also, and our handle remains the same at RISEIPL. And that's how you can find us. Contact information is there, cash donations, obviously, but also just all of the things that a child would need to get by, even into adulthood. We even put together scholarships for kids that are looking to transition out of high school and go to school. We want to make sure that they have some of those basic needs, from dorm room necessities, bathroom necessities, kitchen necessities, because a lot of times they just don't have all the things that they need. So we want to step in, and anybody who would like to help, we are here. You can reach us on our social media or our website, and contact information definitely lives there. So we can be called, we can be emailed, and there's a mailing address too.
I guess it would help if I turn the mute off. Yeah. So again, I said, organization is amazing. We thank you so much for joining us. And again, we have that information. If we want to get anybody wants to get in contact with you, And yeah, I wish you much success, much more success, and I'm sure it's going to be.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, I too enjoyed hearing all about it, and we look forward to talking to you a little bit later in the show as well with
Thank
our
you.
other guests.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. So yes, that was Miss Jordan with Israel Promised Land Foundation. We're getting ready to take a break, but make sure you stay tuned with us with our Unapologetically Black series, because we have two more guests who's going to be joining us, and then we're all going to be joining together to talk about some of the things, and the things that we have going on in the community. There are great things that are going on in our communities, and we definitely, Black Women Connecting Communities, love to share that information. So make sure you keep it locked. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, StreamYard. Wherever they're streaming, there's us. So make sure you stay tuned in, and we'll be right back.
Hello, hello, hello. Looks like we're back and we're ready to start our second interview segment with another amazing woman in the community, Miss Montre Dupree, who's joining us next.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Montre. Yes, Montre Dupree is a board member of Arts and Humanity. You said I wasn't supposed to say that, but I need to say that because that's very important. So, but he is definitely outreach in the community. When you look up in the dictionary, outreach community, you see Montre Dupree. So, Montre, thank you so much for joining us. So, share with us what you have going on because you have quite a bit going on now.
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you all for having me. And there is so much going on in the community. I'm so happy to be on the show with this particular topic about giving back in the community and why it's so important. One of the things I enjoy about community outreach is the ability to connect individuals who need services and individuals who have or offering those services to those in need. And I keep this sign, believe it or not, I used to have this sign in my office here, says, I build a bridge between the resources of the community and the needs of my organization. And outreach, engagement coordinators, specialists, grassroots organizers are extremely important to the development and sustainability of our communities. We are the people who are making those one-on-one connections and then bringing services back to them that are needed. So it's about strategy and impact, not just making an imprint in the community, but making an impact in the community. So one of the ways I've chosen to give back is I volunteer. I serve as secretary for the Veterans Commission of Prince George's County. I connect veterans to services as well as take meeting notes. I deliver food to veterans also. And I have been very fortunate to work with some very committed elected officials as well. Mayor Jonathan Medlock from the city of District Heights. I've worked very closely with him in providing meals throughout the pandemic, PPEs. I don't think there was a weekend that went by where we weren't serving the community. And my outreach in Prince George's County actually started in 2019. We did a program called Read Across District Heights, which was a literary program to bring books and a brunch to the residents and children of the city. Every child received a book. Some families went home with new bookshelves filled with books also. And it was all about literacy engagement in that particular event. But again, we have learned that it's definitely beyond books, and it's about the actualization of services. Another organization that I've been working with is Top 5 Ant Farm Music, 25 Keys for Kids. So this Christmas, we were able to provide free instruments to youth in Prince George's County Public Schools who had an interest in music. And I'm working on securing a partnership with Prince George's County so that we can, with Prince George's County Public Schools, so that we can continue to identify youth and put instruments in their hands as a means of just creating that, coddling their love of music and as an alternative to anything that is negative. And again, music is a form of art, so it ties right into my new endeavor as a member of the Arts Council, Board of Directors for the Arts Council for Prince George's County. And the Arts Council is essential to any community. It helps communities thrive. We represent artists. And as you know, communities or our history can be found in art through music, through print media, through theater. And it's critical to sustain art, to keep art available in communities, because there's so many different benefits to art, especially as a mental health and the therapeutic benefits of art, as well as just the creative energy that flows. And again, the stories that are able to be told through art in its various mediums. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Guys have any questions? I can't hear you, Lynn.
Yeah. I meant to do that. I meant to do that, right? So we was really just so engaged in everything that you have going on. I was saying that music is good for the soul.
Yes.
So, that opportunity to allow our youth to have those instruments to get out, their stress level or to articulate what they have going on through music is amazing.
Yes. Music as musicians or as griots or as historians, artists. The earrings I'm wearing are from a local artist. Her name is Cody Hydra Jewelry. We do shout outs as Black women connecting communities. And the interesting story, I met Cody through another girlfriend who was very, fly. And I said, where'd you get your earrings? And she said, Cody. And so when the African American Arts Museum over in Brentwood had a call for artists, I reached out to Cody and said, hey, you should submit, your work and see if you can get into the museum. And Cody was able to get her jewelry into the art store in the museum. So that's what it's about, connecting and building our community, seeing the connections and making it happen. One of the things with the Prince George's Arts Council, we have Arts the Nation, which is a beautiful store located at the harbor. Make sure you check it out and support local artisans there as well. I've picked up some really nice pieces from there, and I encourage everyone to get out and support our local artists. This year we're celebrating our 40th anniversary. And we have several events that will be happening. I could shoot those over to you all after the program because it's just kind of a lengthy list. But some of them include a trip going up to New York, MJ the Musical, which features one of our very own Bowie State students who will be in the musical. April is Poetry Month. And so our local poet laureate, Sister Joy Alford, will be hosting events in April as well. So we have a lot of things going on with the Arts Council. Be sure to support the Arts Council to keep arts in your community.
I hear so many aspects of the arts that you are able to share with the community. And I know, especially with the fine arts and mental health, that really is a great way for adults and troubled youth to express themselves, especially if they feel that they're unable to excel maybe academically, they can do so in the arts. So I'd like to know, how does it make you feel to know that you can bridge this gap and help someone express themselves that might otherwise not be able to find a place where they can be, find excellence?
It makes me feel that I'm in my purpose, having lived experience with my own mental health. And also, as you know, I was on the show about survivorship. So I'd even like to see an avenue where we can connect women who are transitioning through domestic violence to use their trade and their artistic skills for economic development and to have economic freedom to transition into their new life. So I think that arts just really is a gateway for so many different opportunities, from the recipient, the person who is observing the art, to the person who's creating it. It's therapeutic on both ends. So I really love the arts in all its formats.
Yes, there's a lot of healing in art, a lot of healing in art.
Yes, from music to taking a trip to the art gallery. A few years ago, I went down to the National Photo museum. It was the Gordon Parks exhibit. And I said, okay, so actually Gordon Parks created the first selfie. If anyone knows who Gordon Parks is, he's the African-American photographer with taking the picture of himself. And while I was there, I had brunch with a stranger who decided she was taking a Sunday off and, going to the museum. And I took an opportunity and I actually had lunch with a stranger over art in Gordon Parks. So art definitely has a way of bridging and building connections. Stevie Wonder said in his song, "Music is a world within itself with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, clap, and sing, dance, and clap their hands." So in art, we can find community.
Yes, and I can feel it all over.
That's it.
They don't call me L Boogie for nothing.
Yes.
I don't even need music. Just the rhythm of my heart just makes me move. I love it. See another day. But thank you so much for sharing your great information. You're always in the community, and we love having you join us when you come on, because you're a wealth of information to share about arts. And congratulations on your being a board member on the arts and humanity. That part. And yeah, so if someone wants to get in contact with you or trying to find things to do that has pertained to art or whatever you're doing, Montre, because you do a lot, how can we follow you? Where can we find that information of what's going on?
Email montredupree@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm not really active on Twitter, but I'm on Instagram. And the Arts Council page is pghac.org. Also, really, really quick, I want to touch back on the previous guest about foster youth. Don't forget our foster youth, those who are they're unseen, but they still have needs. As a former outreach coordinator for an organization that supported youth in care, I definitely understand the importance of making sure that they are transitioning safely out of foster care. And also don't forget our veterans and our seniors. So if you have seniors in your community, build a bridge, build a connection to your seniors and veterans, because they also have needs. And many of them, what I learned throughout the pandemic, there's so many seniors who are able-bodied but living alone, and who can definitely benefit from the support and engagement of their community members, even if it's just a phone call to check in once a week. But let's remember those who are more vulnerable than others. That's it.
That is definitely important. Thank you so much for sharing that, because we do that.
Oh, can I just say one more thing really
sure,
quickly?
Go for it,
so I have to shout out my uncle. Today I opened my mail and this card was in my mailbox. You are Black history fact in the making. You're on the come up and making sure others are coming up with you. That's power, that's grace, that's love, that's you. Push on. From my uncle. And I thought this card made my day. This was the highlight of my entire day, to receive that card today. So I say that back to each of you to continue to push on.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that's powerful. That is so powerful.
I've never received a Black history card. Who knew? But
who knew? Just brightened your day. That's that was great. I love. Like, what we need to start going back to is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you, but what we really need to start going back to is writing handwritten notes and just send them in the mail to random people, because it's such a surprise when you get a card, a handwritten card, any type of card. It's just wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So I believe Chris is going to be sharing something with us shortly. I'm going to mute myself again.
Okay, you guys, can you hear me? I hope everybody can hear me clearly.
Yes,
We do have a sponsor for our show today, and this sponsorship is brought to you by Lovely $5 Bling. You may think paparazzi is all about accessories, but it is really about change. Changing the way you look, changing the way you feel, and building your confidence and financial freedom with affordable, fashionable accessories. Lakeisha Stephanie, owner of Lovely $5 Bling, is a supporter of Black women connected communities. And she has a special offer for all of our listeners. So if you go over right now to the Lovely $5 Bling Facebook group, all you got to do is type in free BWCC prize in the comment section of the post that is referring to this podcast, and you'll receive a free paparazzi accessory. So go right now to www.blkwomencc.com/news to find the link to the Lovely $5 Facebook group. So right now, go to www.blkwomencc.com/news to find the link to get your free prize from the Lovely $5 Bing Bling Facebook group. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. If you want to hear the music, of course, all you guys have to do is go right over to BWCC on WOW Radio. So that's wowuradio.net. BWC/BWCC. And coming up, we have Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. We'll be right back.
Mom! Mom! Mom, I'm hungry! Mom! I just want some food!
This is what anxiety looks like. Do you see a difference?
This is what depression looks like. Do you see a difference? This is what bipolar disorder looks like. Do you see a difference?
Mental illness is not a shape, size, or color. End the stigma of what mental illness should look like. Embrace our strength and support us as we try to get help.
We're in this together.
For more information, visit theallgroup.org. Awesome Women of Empowerment.
Welcome back to Unapologetically Black. I mean, not me, but Black series, Black women connecting communities. We had so many great information, and it's been great. So our next guest, sorry for the delay. Our next guest, we have one more guest coming up, and we're putting the icing on the cake because we have a whole cake, and now here's the icing. But we are coming up next with Miss Sharon Parker, president of Rosa Inc. Hello, Miss Parker. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
So
Let's
great
get
to
this
have
party
you.
started.
Yes, absolutely. We have the icing on the cake, and the drum roll. Miss Sharon Parker. Hi, Miss Parker. Come on in. And thank you so much for joining us. And just tell us about your organization, Rosa Inc.
All right. Well, first, let me just tell you a little bit about me. For those who don't know, I'm the president. Rosa, I'm a mom and a grandmom, guys. And, I was born in the 60s, so I call myself a civil rights baby. I got a little story, and I wrote about it in my book, which is called True Synergy Work, Leading Within, the 7 Defining Principles of Knowing Yourself to Birth Greatness. And this book kind of birthed a lot of my life experience on what I do in the community. But, Rosa means remembering our ancestors' synergistic association. Connecting. It was established back in 2008. That's right, the year that Barack Obama became president of the United States, and his wonderful wife, Michelle Obama, started leading us in the community, especially with our youth. But anyway, I started the organization that year. And people may have said, well, Sharon, you only started because of, our president being Barack Obama. And I'm like, no, we started planning for it in 2007. So we were a little ahead of the game. But let me just also say, first of all, again, happy Black History Month 2022. And let me just also share that I've been hearing a lot of people talk about health and wellness and mental illness and all kinds of issues that's going on in the Black community. And I want you all to know that ASALA, which is the main organization for Black history, Dr. Carter G. Woodson organization, theme for this year is the importance of Black health and wellness. So I want y'all to remember that. But anyway, yeah, so I started Rosa back in 2008. Over the last, I would say, 8 years, we've been doing conferences. We've been bringing the community together. We have several programs that we support. Our youth program, I heard someone say RISE earlier on their platform. So we have a RISE program as well. And RISE for us means Rosa's Youth Empowerment Series. So what we do is we don't recreate the wheel. When I did my business plan for Rosa, I did a lot of homework and I said, which organizations out there are really working with young people, working with adults, and working with elders? So I came across the National Congress of Black Women, the National Urban League, so many different organizations that were already in place. So what I did was network with the leaders of those organizations, and I brought young people on board with their organizations, and they worked in their establishment. The Marionberry Summer Youth Program for about 5 summers now. I've brought on young people into the National Congress of Black Women, and they worked directly with Dr. Ife Williams, worked on her national luncheon, where she does every year, help her plan it, have her make phone calls. So, that's our youth program. I also have an elderly program where we go out and find people in the community with a story, those who have overcame triumphs, and struggles and just had a lot of things that they wanted to give back by telling their story. So they overcame challenges to tell their story of triumph. And a lot of times that was people like in the ages of 70, 80. We've done so many people who unfortunately are no longer with us, but I would like to point out one lady. Her name was Virginia E. Hayes Williams, the former mayor of Washington, D.C., Anthony Williams. His mother actually was one of my clients who I worked with to tell her story. And she helped connect me with a lot of people in the community, which helped me be able to build connections. So back in 2013, we hosted our first conference. It was held in Washington, D.C. at the LaFont Plaza Hotel, guys, back in 2013. If you know anything about the LaFont Plaza Hotel, you know that that's where Benjamin Banneker helped, LaFont actually map out Washington, D.C. So Rosa was one of those lucky ones who understood the history, brought people together, had professionals about youth, teachers, doctors. We had authors, business women, business men come out and just share their story. So we're in 2022, and this year we'll be hosting our 9th annual conference, and we held them each year. Even when COVID kicked in 2020, we had to, pivot a little bit, but we did it virtually. And I'm excited to share that my job is all about just sharing the positive side of African American history and culture, inspiring individuals, especially our youth, to love themselves unconditionally, and also having us as adults work together so we can share our story, but share it in a means of just documenting your history, document where you come from. You have to know yourself first before you know anyone else. So document your history. So I'm one of those, again, a baby boomer. I was born in Calvert County, Maryland. I don't know if you all even know where that is, but it's like 45 minutes from Washington, D.C., straight down Pennsylvania Avenue. If you ever heard of Solomon's Island, that's where I'm from. But my family were one of the families who had that 40 acres in a mule, and we kept it. So we have properties now that we're going to build, land that we're going to build property on. Some other family members have already done so, but I inspire the community with my story. I talk about the power of 5. I was 5 years old, guys, when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. And I asked God, what is it? Why doesn't, people like people of color? Why doesn't white people like people of color? And that was the same year he was assassinated. Me being a child, expecting to get an answer, didn't get one, went back to playing. 40 years later, he started answering my questions. Do your research, Sharon. Study African American history and culture. Find out those who overcame struggles and share their story. Well, the answer was, wow, we are great. Blacks are brilliant. And sometimes when people want to suppress us or whatever, they make you feel like you're less than what you are. So Sharon, you got to turn that around. You got to go out there and inspire people to discover their true gifts, discover their story, and be leaders, as we're looking forward today. So that's a lot, but I love it. I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
We are.
No, we're stuck.
I need time to recover from that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Where can we find your book?
It's on Amazon. So just type in True Synergy Work, and it'll pop right up.
That's amazing. I mean, that is definitely something that we need to encourage our youth to do, is document our works and the things that we're doing in the community. Let's get it documented and teach them more about it. And, read a book. Read a book, your history. They're getting away from that. We need to bring the village back. It will come a time when the village looks out for everyone, and we're not wearing blinders. So we definitely need to bring. Definitely appreciate you and your works and what you're doing.
Thank you.
So how could someone get more information about the gala that's coming up? That sounded
amazing. So it's going to be on May 20th to the 22nd. So it's going to be a conference/retreat. When I held my first conference, it was a retreat, and then we did conferences the rest of the time. Now we're going to combine them. So definitely go to www.rosalives.org. That's ROASA. LIV as in Victor ES.org. We also have a platform where we're teaching people how to birth projects. So we're calling it the www.themakingofyou.com. So they can go on both of those websites. I can't wait to share more about the www.themakingofyou.com, because we just hosted a second graduation ceremony last Saturday, where we're graduating people who are learning project management, and they're learning about the 5 phases of building a project and taking it all the way through each phase and birthing it in the community. So we'll be sharing more about that at the conference as well.
That sounds like that's going to be a lot of good information and just a lot of good opportunities for people to connect that may have
Yes.
never met each other, that share some of the same goals and missions, and to be inspired and encouraged by each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, I heard a few people mention five, and I heard a few people mention power and grace, and all of that. And that's what five represents. So since I wrote my book, I've been branding the power of five. So whenever you follow me on all my social media platforms, you will see that every time something what I would call an auspicious occurrence happen, and it's around five, I immediately say that's nothing but God. And I don't take I don't take it for granted. If it's a book that I need to pick up, if it's an action I need to take, I jump on that action. And then once I jump on it, it just births so many wonderful things. So I'm just extremely happy that I've been able to brand my platform as, the power of five.
We love that. So we're going to take a quick break, and possibly when we come back, you can share that power of five with us and our
Yes.
listeners.
Yes.
And thank you so much. We are going to continue our conversation with Ms. Sharon Parker. Thank you for joining us on our Unapologetically Black series. We'll be back. I hope you tune in, and we're streaming everywhere, so I'm sure you're listening. So, but tell somebody else to listen too. So we'll be right back with Ms. Sharon Parker, president of the Rosa Inc. Stay tuned.
Hey, hey, hey. Can yes, you can hear me. Welcome, y'all. Hey. This is Chris. I am here. Welcome back to the Unapologetically Black BWCC Black History Specials. All right. Um, I have been in the background listening this whole time. This has been a great listen. This has been a great show. First and foremost, the ladies are doing some phenomenal things in the community. I'm just so excited. And now we get to speak to like all of them. So I get to like catch up. So I'm gonna bring on all of our guests, Miss Karen Jordan, all right, Miss Sharon Parker, and Miss Montre. Hey ladies. So first and foremost, I was in the back and I heard all of your stories and all the great work that you're doing in the community. I know Montre, I know Miss Sharon Parker, and Karen Jordan. It was a pleasure to meet an extension of family through, Francesca and the work that you guys are doing down in Atlanta. So, um, real quick, this is the last day of our Unapologetically Black series. And one of the things that we asked our other guests from the past shows is, what does it mean to you to be unapologetically Black? Okay. So I want to get that from you all as we wrap this kind of community show up, and also get some other questions from the ladies. So who? Let's start with Montre because I have you here down at the bottom. She's like,
Okay.
hey, no, I'm sorry. All right, so Montre, I'll shoot it to you. What does it mean to be unapologetically Black in your community service? I'll put it that way as well.
Oh, that is a really good question. Standing in who I am as a Black woman, recognizing my presence as a Black woman and the space that I take up and the energy that I bring into those places, and speaking up. I have had an experience where I was with a I was with a colleague, and there was a misinterpretation, understanding from an unapologetically Black male who she felt was confrontational. And I said, he's just expressing himself. And I wanted to be clear and in a sense, protect him from that narrative of the angry Black man that he's threatening when he was only trying to communicate, but he was communicating very passionately. And as a Black woman, I understood where his message was and where his motivation was coming from. So for me, being unapologetically Black in that particular moment meant pulling my non-Black colleague to the side and having a side conversation.
Yeah, that's a good one. I I mean, that's serving the community. You gotta let them know.
You have to know the space that you are
Yeah.
taking up. And again, as when we talk about community outreach and engagement in diverse communities, we do have to know the spaces that we are in. And the first thing some people see is our skin color. So being
Mhm.
unapologetically Black, you don't water yourself down for anyone. This is who I am. So,
And I love those earrings.
thank you. Hide your jewelry by Cody.
Yes, they are unapologetically Black. Oh, let me see. This one is
Yeah.
better. I wear this
Oh
all the
yeah.
time.
Oh, I like it. Is that wooden?
Yes, it is, darling. Hmm.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
I wear these all the time. I love them. So, Miss Sharon Parker, to
Yes,
you. I know the work that you do in with Rosa, but tell us what it means to you personally to be unapologetically Black.
well, I would start off by saying God doesn't make any mistakes. And if you
Hmm.
do a little history, a little research, Black goes back, as you can imagine, from the beginning. I'm a true believer that in order for you to be able to lead the community, to lead the next generation, to inspire our adults and to inspire our elders, you gotta love yourself. And if you're Black and you don't love yourself, especially in 2022, I'm not sure what's going on with you because there's so much greatness going on all around us. You got celebrities talking about Black history. You got politicians talking about Black history. You got sports people talking about Black history. You have entrepreneurs. You have the globe talking about the significance of how much Blacks have contributed to the world. And being unapologetically Black for me is understanding that if I can get on a predominantly white platform, an organization, which is called the American Mothers Inc., that was established back in 1935 in New York City, that has over 85,000 members across the country. If I can come into that organization and make a presence to say, look, I'm coming in with Rosa. I'm coming in sharing that. I know when you go on the website at www.americanmothers.org, you'll see majority people that's not of color. Well, how can I work with this organization to change that? Turn that around. You have to love yourself. You have to be able to collaborate at an executive level to get your foot in the door, but most importantly, create a platform where you can share more people of color who are moms who are out there leading in the community. So I'm happy to say for the last 7 years that we've been recognizing mothers in Maryland under the American Mothers Inc. organization, and they became the Mother of the Year. We have the Mother of the Year right now, Dr. Tashika Green. Go Google her. Go put her name in Facebook and see how she's working with young people, and not just African Americans, all people. She's working with them. So my to be unapologetically Black is knowing that no matter how light you are, how dark you are, when you walk into anyone's room, okay, you focus on where you came from, and then you can lead people as you go along. I don't care what nationality or what color someone may be.
Could I interject really quickly? Ms. Parker, you said something about where you came from, unapologetically Black, meaning dispelling the narrative that our only history is from slaves.
That's right.
So being unapologetically Black about our origin and our contributions. So I just wanted to say that. So.
Hallelujah. Listen, you said a whole word. And then Renee, wait a minute. Are earring twins?
Girl, I had to go change my earrings. Okay. I had to run upstairs and put on my African earrings.
I was like, oh, she the
Oh, wow.
Yes, because we are unapologetically Black. Every time I walk into a room and I wear these two, people acknowledge it. I wore these on a trip. Like, these are the only earrings I wore the whole trip. And people are like, what is, I love your earrings. I love your earrings. From everywhere. And it was just these simple earrings. And it's just the acknowledgement. Sometimes it's the acknowledgement of the greatness, like you said. It's like, thank you. Yeah. These wooden earrings, just the simplicity.
They're beautiful.
Yes. Okay, Miss Karen Jordan, you tell us what it means to you to be unapologetically Black.
It's so much good information and good words from all of you. And to me, it just means, paying homage and having my culture, having my history, having, my heritage, and taking action with that in the community, to see it to thrive. A lot of times when I go through good times and I go through bad times, I think about my family. And all of it, my husband, my kids, my mom and my dad, my grandparents, my great aunts and uncles. And so much, I feel like we need to share that. We need to continue to push that. And that I'm not only sharing it with my kids, raising my kids and doing for them, but I'm doing that out in the community and taking action with that. And that is doing community work. Being able to go out and volunteer, being able to donate to other charities, not just to, look at the work that I'm doing, but to really go out and be on mission for what I can do in contributing and remembering and sharing the stories, the experiences that I have had throughout my life, my parents and the stories and experiences they have had through their life, and definitely my grandparents. I mean, it shines on me and shines through me when I go out and I say, I'm going to share a part of me to make sure that what I can contribute to anybody and everybody in every possible way that I can, and not just, giving somebody a shirt off my back, but sharing a word, sharing a story, sharing a life experience, listening to theirs and sharing their stories with others. It is so important to communicate and to just, share our history and share our culture. It's everywhere. And I don't want it to be buried. I don't want it to be forgotten. It is going to live on and on and on, but we have to keep sharing it. We have to get it out there, let it be seen. I just get it out. Say it, share it, do it.
You said speak it. That's right. That is,
please.
I love that. You guys, again, this show is always like therapy to me. So I'm glad that I'm able to come in here and at the end of this Unapologetically Black series, it's been phenomenal. Like we started off with leaders in media on Monday. That was powerful. We had leaders in education yesterday, and today we have leaders in community. And it's just really about just doing the work. That makes you a leader. The fact that you ladies are stepping up and doing the work makes you a leader. And I think that we understand that here at Black Women Connecting Communities, and that's why we do what we do, so that we can give a platform to people so that we can showcase all the work that is being done. Like it takes the different levels of people to do that. So thank you guys for doing that. So do y'all have anybody else have any questions y'all want to wrap up? I just want to say, like, because we was having a private chat in Montre, when you, Miss Parker, when you was talking about the 40 acres and the mule, Montre was like, really?
I saw that in the chat.
Like,
no, I tell you, I can't stress enough how I really, really encourage you all to get this book. When I tell you I'm walking my story right now, I wrote this book 5 years ago. And again, the power of 5. This year, I'm on so many platforms just sharing my story. But Calvert County is one of the oldest colonies that was established back in 1634. And back in those times, the Britain brought over indentured slaves. Some of them were free. And for whatever reason, they really protected the Blacks down in Calvert County, and they gave them land after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865. And my grandparents, who were born in the middle 1800s, they were slaves. And then after the Emancipation Proclamation, they became free, and they had 40 acres. And they built, homes on, they had only, and my great grandfather was named Benjamin Parker, and his wife was named Grace Parker, and they had 4 children. Well, my grandmother was Hattie Parker. And Hattie Parker was the only one out of the 4 children who did not get any acres in the property until I became the personal representative for my family back in 2014. It took us 8 years to make it happen. But the power of 5 is, guys, this year, my family has claimed their portion of the acres, and now we can go build homes on this property because of some logistical issues with family, as you can imagine. But just make a long story short, do a little research about Calvert County and understand the significance of the history down there. It used to be 60% Blacks in Calvert County. Now it's only 13%. And that 60% used to own a lot of properties and land, and now they don't. But that's a long story, and that's going to be in my second book. But just know, yes, my family got the 40 acres in the mule. All four children of my great grandfather now have their interests. They're living on 6 acres apiece because we went down from 40 to 25 due to some tax issues or whatever. But we still have that property, so we can go grow food on the property right now. We can build homes on the property right now. We can build resorts on the property right now. We can do a lot of things that the average person can't do unless they're getting a loan from a bank.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing, because a lot of people don't know that. Like, it's amazing that your family, went through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't go through the research and the time and the trouble. Like,
And believe
kudos
me,
to you.
if I had not have taken project management, and I don't know if you all know about that field, but I'm an introvert. And you probably wouldn't imagine, but I love being behind the scenes. And Chris can tell you, when she sees me, I'm always on a down low. I'm always quiet. You don't hear me hardly talking at all. But if I'm passionate about something, or if I want to birth something, I'm going to work at it until it happens. And I'm also teaching people how to do that today under a program that I have, which is called Leading Within Through Project Management. But guess what? I'm using my platform to educate others. So leading within is what I do with everything. I don't care what organization, I don't care what initiative. I'm always behind the scenes helping them to do some things that I had to overcome to do, like speaking in front of people, like create websites, do video productions,
All that.
all of it. I had to learn it, and now I'm teaching young people, adults, and elders how to do it.
That is a beautiful thing. So we're going to take one more quick break, and we're going to come back. We're just going to give out your social media information, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you one more time, and close out the show. We want to thank you so much for sticking around and just fellowshipping with us, and sharing information. This is great. Black Women Connected Communities. This is day 3 of our Unapologetically Me series. The final day. So when we come back, we're going to close this thing all the way out. But make sure you keep it locked. Season 4 of Black Women Connected Community starts on March 9th. But we'll have more information on that. You can always go to www.blkwomencc.com and check out all the information. So check it out. Next song coming up, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Get up, stand up. Thank you for sticking around. Peace.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Black Women Connected Communities right here on Wild Radio. And this segment is sponsored today by Alphabet in a Flash. Give your children a culturally rich learning experience with Alphabet in a Flash. These Alphabet flashcards are perfect for children of all ages who are learning to read. This high quality flashcard is created by a Black mom and illustrated by a Black dad who both believe that representation matters. ABC flashcards make perfect gifts for preschool teachers, preschool age children, birthdays, baby showers, play day activities, Easter baskets, and just for and because gifts. Purchase the matching ABC poster to complete the set. Also, check out the flashcards that teach our children's shapes and colors. These flashcards are available for purchase on Glowstream TV, but you got to go to www.blkwomencc.com/news to find these items for purchase. Again, go to www.blkwomencc/news to find these links for purchase. All you have to do is check out our news page, y'all. But again, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, ladies.
Yes, back. It has been a great show, you guys. Like I said, we are going to get straight to it and get the contact last quotes, last minute words in, and close out this show, wrap up our series. So I will start with, look, I'm not going to start with you this time, Montre. Okay. Miss Parker, do you have any final thoughts and any last minute contact information that you would like to share with everybody?
Sure. My final thoughts would be just remember Black History Month is 365 days a year, just because we're only 5 days away before the end of February. But, I celebrate it every day, and I hope I can inspire others to celebrate it every day as well. So please don't forget that. I mentioned that I'm doing my 9th annual Leading Within conference. It's going to be at May 20th through the 22nd. Yes, I'm looking for speakers. I'm looking for authors. I'm looking for vendors, sponsors, team members, volunteers. Just go to the www.themakingofyou.com. Go click on join, and your information will come directly to me. I will reach out to you. Believe me, every project I serve on, even my conferences, we learn so much about the community, and we connect so many wonderful people. So God has blessed me to connect a lot of great people together. So I love to share them with every platform that I come on. But just remember, Black History Month 365.
That's right, 365 Black History Month. We're going to go right on over now to Montre. If you have any just closing comments or anything you'd like to say as we conclude this 3-day series.
No, I think it's great that you, thanks for having me and for the panel and for everyone, their contributions to the community at large. And it truly is and does take a village. The power of 5 in Israel's promise. We are the promise keepers. So just to thread everything there and just to stay engaged.
Yes.
Amen. Come on now with the word. Y'all. Listen, don't get me started. Okay. Miss Karen Jordan. Hold on, you're muted.
Karen's muted.
There you go.
There I am. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No, I want to thank you guys for having me. This has been absolutely wonderful. And Francesca couldn't make it, and boo for her, but yay for me. I got to come in and speak with you guys. This has been wonderful. But I would leave you guys in looking at how we can affect things is to just take action. We can have great visions. We can have awesome goals. We can make excellent plans. but it all is for nothing if we don't take action. So whether that is going out and serving in the community or volunteering or just living your best life, just take action and live it loud and proud and just go and do it. And of course, I'm here representing Israel's Promised Land Foundation, and our social media is RISE, RISEIPL, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're everywhere. And our website is www.riseipl.org. And
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you ladies go and close it out with the BWCC ladies and get their little final comments and everything like that. So thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
All right. So, Bookie. Right.
I'm unmuted. Yes.
RPC. I like that. RPC. Can we do that? Is this like a new thing? RPC. I like it.
Okay, so I had to go change my earrings, y'all. Look at my earrings. Look what it says.
Yes, yes. Lift it. Yeah.
Ooh.
It says unapologetically black.
I totally forgot to come on. What was I thinking? Oh my God, my brain, that 70-degree weather just killed my brain cells, right?
No, Chris came on with the spirit of the earrings. It was once Chris came on, then the spirit came.
Yeah,
those
that's
are
what
amazing,
it was.
Boogie.
The spirit of
Thank you. I totally forgot I had them. So I was like, duh. When Renee says she went to go change hers, I was like, I gotta go. But this has been great. I mean, every time we have our Unapologetically Black series, it's always such a great series because we get so much information. And I love hearing the things that people are doing in the community. I love hearing from our leaders. I love what women are doing in media. It's just, I love it. It's amazing.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
And these guests that we tonight were powerful. I don't know if Miss Sharon saw it in the chat. I was like, I want to just sit at her feet with a cup of tea and just listen to her family history. That's what I want to do. Like just absorb it all in. That was great.
I think that's what it's about too. You know, we passing it down. Like that is part of our job as media. What we do here, you know, is to have conversation. You know, have conversation. That's part of our. So you know, connect the community. That's what we do. So when we come and we have these conversations, it's not just to share the information, but it really is to, you know, connect and bond and see how we can work together, and not just shine on our own. I think it's beautiful. Karen Jordan said, "Thank you for having me. Hugs, loves, and kisses." Black is so beautiful, and I agree. I agree, and I love all the work that everybody is doing. I learned so much. Like I have to go back and listen to yesterday's show. Look at yesterday's show because I missed it because I had 2 weddings. Yes, but it was Love Day. You know, love was in the air yesterday. So, but I think that I know that yesterday it's just a snippet because I saw a snippet on social media of Ty's interview. So I know the show was great, and I just look forward to catching up on that. So if anybody else like me miss any of the days, they can go and check it out. You can go onto our YouTube, Black Women Connecting Communities. You can also go to our Facebook. Yes, Facebook Live. Yes. Oh, yeah. And then you can also go and listen to all of them on Wow Radio. So you can go to www.wowuradio.net/BLK Women CC. See, look, that's what they say is down there. Down there. The visuals are great. I love it. What else? Is there anything else?
I just wanted to say that I love getting into conversations with people that I never knew were working in our community and doing the things that they were doing. Like Miss Parker said, she likes being in the background. And so many people are in the background doing amazing things. And it's only when we start talking that we learn what we have in common, what they're doing that we also want to get involved with. Our guests had a lot in common, so now they can connect if they choose to, and that's what I think is really powerful about having this platform to bring people together to have those conversations and bring these good works to light.
Mm. We're gonna thank our program director, Carib Jim, for this creation. Yeah,
We did it together.
I know, but I'm gonna say it all the time over
I know.
there. So thank you.
Y'all are funny.
No, thank you really for the vision and the work for bringing everybody together. Because we are a team and we get it done. And I love that about us. And that's what I said, like, Renee, there's so many working parts of Black women connected communities. There's so many people in the background. Like, it's a lot that we do. So shout out to you.
Lot.
And don't forget, right? So with all that being said, season 4 starts
March 9th.
Wow.
March 9th, 8 p.m. We'll be doing our local candidate show. I'm not even going to tell you who the local candidates are, but I will tell you who the host is. One of our moderators, Dr. James Dula. He will be on moderating our local candidates forum. Again, that's March 9th. Of course, it's a Wednesday and it's at 8 p.m. And then the next show after that is March 30th. And that is our Global Sisters United Day show.
Wow.
So, yep. We're going to have a
That's
great
a bang.
March.
That's a bang right there.
Yep.
I like it. Well, I'm excited.
I gotta again shout out our sponsors for tonight. I gotta shout out our lovely $5 Bling, one of our sponsors, and Alphabet in a Flash. And of course, go to BWCC. Okay, you gotta go to our website. Okay, blkwomencc.com/news. Go there, check it out. We posted the graphic earlier, so you see what the news page looks like, and just click on those links on the news page. You can click on the Alphabet and the Flash. I really think that is dope. Chris and I actually homeschool our kids together, and we're doing actually our younger ones. We're getting them on a schedule, so I think those flashcards would really come in handy because she has a 2-year-old and I have a 3-year-old daughter. We both have daughters, and I think we should get those flashcards. I think we should. I think they would come in handy. And again, lovely $5 Bling, changing the way you look and changing the way you feel. So check them out again on our website. And follow BLK Women CC. I'm going to say it every single episode until you can't forget it. BLK Women CC across all social media platforms, Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok. We're on TikTok. We've actually been on TikTok for a little while. Look at the little one. There she goes.
As soon as you said she had a daughter, I look up and there she is.
I know. I
She
said
just
the
knew
same
she
thing.
was
I was like, oh my God, here she comes.
Hey, we're mothers. We're Black women. We're unapologetically Black.
Unapologetically.
Yes.
Look at her.
They're part of us.
Yes. And she's unapologetically everything.
She's unapologetically too.
Look at her. She's so cute.
Oh, this was such a great series, you guys. I really love it. I can't wait till our next one. Hopefully we could tap into maybe some tech in our next series. Some law, maybe. That's where my mind is going. I'm just saying. So you got to keep it locked to Wild Radio, Black Women Connected Communities, to find out more about that. And I said it out loud, so it's definitely going to happen. Just remind me, Chris.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, we're going to follow your lead, but we got you. Understood.
Tech and law. I think we need to talk about it. Definitely need to talk about it. So we are going to see you guys March 9th. What's the song that we got coming up? Maybe I should cue the song. Oh, I like this song. And who gave these? I think this was your suggestion, Renee, because you and Portia gave music suggestions for tonight. And this one is Curtis Mayfield. Was that you?
No, but I was thinking about it. Oh, yeah. What is that? Diamond in the Back?
Yeah.
That's Auntie.
That's you.
You can't have a Black History Month without a little Diamond in the Back song on top.
Yes,
right now.
we got some Curtis Mayfield to take us out. For those of you guys who are listening on Wild Radio, if you want to know where to go, look at the bottom of the screen. It's right there. You go right to our show page on Wild Radio, wilduradio.net/BLK Women CC, and you'll get to check out this track. And it's about 7 minutes long, so you might want to go over there and check it out. Relax, wind down. It's the end of the night for us. For me, it's the end of the night. I'm going to relax. So, you guys,
Say
we'll
bye-bye.
see you later.
Say bye-bye.
Visionaries in power.
Say bye-bye.
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 All right, good night.
Bye,
Good
young
night.
queen. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.